The important thing when talking to a customer is to set realistic expectations, because if a customer has a 15-year-old oven, it's not going to look brand spanking new when you're done. You do not want to promise that, even if you have great tools. You want to make sure that they are aware it's probably going to look 95% better, but it's not going to be 100% looking brand spanking new. So don't promise that. And then give yourself about an hour of time, even though it may take a little less than that, it might take a little bit longer, but you want to give yourself at least an hour of time to clean out the oven. So the very first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that in your kitchen you have proper ventilation. So we're going to open all of the windows and all of the doors so that as we spray the spray, that it's not going to suffocate or asphyxiate anyone. All right, in order to do that, you're going to just simply take off the lid, you're going to shake it, and then you're going to hold your spray about 9 to 12 inches from the walls and the floor of your oven. Now, if you are able to swing this, get the customer to spray the spray inside the oven the night before you arrive so that it can set all during the night. Then when you get there in the morning, you can do all the dirty work and clean it up. All right, now this particular brand, one of the reasons I chose this fume-free version is it goes on cold. In the olden days, you would have to heat up your oven, and one thing that we know about aerosol cans is you do not want to get any aerosol can around heat or flames. So it always seemed a little counterintuitive to me that you would heat up the oven and then you would spray an aerosol spray inside the oven, right? That doesn't seem right at all. So this goes on cold, which is lovely. All right, now the work smart, not hard tools are these. Very first thing that you want to do as a house cleaner or a homeowner, if you're cleaning your own oven, is you want to make sure that you have clothing protection. For this, I just use this old household apron. It just goes over my head and it protects the front of my clothes. So we'll get to see me wearing this later, but have something like this to protect your clothes because you don't want to ruin your clothes over just an oven cleaning, right? Then you're going to also need a great big bowl that you're going to use on the final stages to clear out the junk at the very end. We're going to use some hot soapy water. And with the hot soapy water, we're going to use some old cloths. These are just cloths that we use, we toss them in the washing machine, and we save them for projects like this. All right, another thing that we're going to need once the spray is on there in order to collect all the junk and pull it off on the first run is just a roll of paper towels. And I prefer Bounty towels for this project. They're super strong. They come in the select a size sheet, and you can go ahead and use as many or as few as you need. And as soon as you pull out all of the junk from the oven, you're going to want to just throw these away. So these I wouldn't use cloths for, I would use paper towels. Another thing that we're going to use for this particular project, and if you're going to a customer's house, are a couple of SOS pads. These come in a box that say SOS on them, but these are just steel wool pads that when they get wet, they are soft enough to scrape anything that's left on the walls without damaging the enamel. So we don't want to use regular steel scrubbies, and we don't want to use pumice stones. So we only want to use the soft, wet SOS pads. So those are your work smart, not hard tools. We're also going to use our nylon OXO deep clean brushes, but in order to scrub the grates on the side of the walls and the oven grates themselves, we're going to use the strong bristles of the larger of the two brushes. And then as we clean around the rims of the door and around the seals around the door, we're going to use the spatula end of the smaller brush. So our work smart, not hard tools for the oven cleaning. Now for personal protection, once we have our apron on and we have all of our cleaning supplies, we're also going to put on a pair of glasses. These are just clear glasses that are going to protect our eyes from fumes. And that allows us to do our job without us getting watery eyes and that kind of thing. Because it is an aerosol spray and because there will be fumes, it's going to affect your eyes if you are in there for 20 or 30 minutes cleaning everything out. So you just want to protect yourself. We're going to protect ourselves also with a pair of nitrile or latex gloves. These are powder-free gloves. These are just regular cleaning gloves and they're disposable. So at the end of the job, you'll just peel these off and throw these in the trash. But this is going to protect your hands from anything that might get on there. All right, also, we're going to use a disposable face mask, and this has a little tiny wire at the top of it, and it has two earpieces. So we're going to stretch this around the face, wrap this around the ears, we're going to pull this down over the chin, and we're going to pinch the top of the nose. Now you're good to go with your protective equipment, and this protects your face, your apron will protect your clothing, and the gloves will protect your hands. All of the consumer instructions that you need and the warnings are on the back of the can. So if you are unsure or if you forget what we talked about today, read the back of the can and follow the instructions.